In 2015 and 2016, the neonatal unit at the Countess of Cheshire Hospital in England experienced a shocking surge in infant mortality rates.
As authorities worked to uncover the cause of the tragedy, Nurse Lucy Letby came under suspicion. Arrested 3 times over a period of 2 years, Letby now stands trial, accused of 8 murders and 10 attempted murders of babies under her care.
With allegations ranging from injecting air into babies' veins to using insulin to end their lives, the case has captivated the nation and sparked a fierce debate over medical malpractice and the duty of care owed to vulnerable patients.
Hear the full story on our new podcast, Nurse of Death, available wherever you get podcasts.
Search and press subscribe so you don't miss any of the chilling details in this shocking story. Search Nurse of Death right now and press subscribe where you get podcasts.
This is an examination of the hidden human condition.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast.
The Hidden Killers Podcast.
With Tony Bruschi.
We are digging into the case of Lucy Letby. We even have a specific podcast channel for you if you want to follow that exclusively. It's called Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story. She's on trial right now in the UK for the alleged murder of multiple babies, and it looks extremely damning. It's one of the most disturbing cases I think I have ever seen in my life. We're trying to give you some context on this. The trial started last fall, but it is still ongoing today, and we're trying to bring you up to speed by reporting on the trial in its actual timeline. We had day 1 coverage for you just the other day. Now, let's go to our reporter for day number 2 and a summary of events that happened in the courtroom last fall on the second day of the trial of Lucy Letby.
In the haunting halls of Manchester Crown Court, a chilling tale unfurled as the prosecution recounted the sinister actions of Lucy Letby, a 32-year-old nurse accused of murder. Letby allegedly returned to take the life of a baby whose twin brother she had killed just a day before, and tried to murder a baby girl weighing only just over 1 pound on 3 separate occasions within a month. The prosecution claimed that Letby left the girl, known as Baby Key, severely disabled after forcing an excessive amount of milk into her and injecting her with air. The tragic story unfolded in September 2015, when Baby Key was admitted to Countess of Cheshire Hospital after being born prematurely at 23 weeks and 6 days, weighing a mere 535 grams. On a fateful September 7th night, Baby Key's life took a dark turn when she suffered a collapse and stopped breathing. The infant's condition seemed to improve briefly, only to spiral downwards once again after a documented feeding by Letby. The prosecution alleged that she had been given too much milk and air, leading to irreversible brain damage. Letby's sinister actions didn't stop there. She was also accused of killing Baby E with an air injection and attempting to murder his twin, Baby F, using insulin in August 2015. Baby F's blood tests revealed an extremely high insulin level, indicating intentional poisoning. The prosecution claimed that Letby's access to insulin and her knowledge of its use made her the prime suspect. The jury heard a harrowing account of Baby E's mother, who found her son distressed and bleeding from his mouth while in Letby's care. The nurse allegedly tried to reassure the mother, uttering chilling words. "Trust me, I'm a nurse." The prosecution suggested that Letby had covered her tracks by falsifying nursing notes and omitting crucial information about Baby E's condition. The courtroom continues to be filled with tension as Mr. Johnson details the chilling events surrounding Baby F's records and the subsequent events. He explains how Letby allegedly made a fraudulent note in Baby F's records, timed at 9:13 p.m., after the mother had left. The Crown alleges that Child E experienced significant blood loss, and the treating registrar had never encountered such a large bleed in a small baby. After Child E's death, Letby was accused of making fraudulent nursing notes to cover her tracks. The trial also reveals that Baby F, Child E's brother, was allegedly one of the 2 insulin poisoning victims on August 5th. The court hears a testimony about Letby's actions during the aftermath of Child E's death, where she wrote a note in the nursing records at 4:51 a.m. The note described the mother's presence during the start of the shift and her awareness of the medical treatments being given to the baby. Letby's alleged actions raise further suspicion when she is found with a premature child, baby C, moments after administering a fatal injection of air. This occurred in the same room where she had poisoned and killed another newborn just 6 days earlier. The court hears about the tragic events surrounding baby C's death, as well as the disturbing pattern that emerged, connecting Letby to multiple incidents involving the death or harm of newborns. The prosecution claims that Letby was the only constant presence during these tragic events, and she often searched for the families of her alleged victims on Facebook, sometimes just hours after their children had died. Letby denies murdering 7 premature babies and attempting to kill 10 more by injecting insulin, milk, or even air into their tiny bodies. Letby utilized the quiet of the night shift to launch many of her attacks, knowing parents were unlikely to visit during those hours. Several babies were allegedly poisoned with insulin, while others suffered from dangerous levels of milk pumped into their feeding tubes or veins. One child, known as Baby E, met a tragic fate when Letby allegedly injected him with air, causing an air embolus, which leads to strokes or heart attacks. Twins were targeted on more than one occasion, with some cases resulting in the murder of one sibling while the other survived. Oddly, Letby tracked the families of her alleged victims on Facebook, arousing suspicion among investigators. The prosecution, led by Nick Johnson KC, argued that the events were not naturally occurring tragedies. Instead, they were the deliberate work of Letby, the constant malevolent presence at the closely restricted neonatal unit. As the police were called in to investigate the inexplicable collapses and deaths, a detailed review by experienced doctors unrelated to the Countess of Chester Hospital revealed that somebody had deliberately poisoned 2 children with insulin. The prosecution contends that this person was Lucy Letby, and the evidence will lead the jury to this conclusion. In a chilling statement, Johnson said, "Sometimes a baby that she succeeded in killing was not killed the first or even second time she tried." He added that varying means were used to harm or kill these babies, but the one constant presence during these attacks was Lucy Letby.
This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Bruschi.
We will continue to bring you that story in its chronological order from the courtroom in the UK. I'm without words. I've just so many baffling things of what a human being is capable of doing. Be sure to press subscribe wherever you download podcasts so you don't miss any of our breaking updates and discussions on the cases that we're following for you right here. My name's Tony Bruschi. Stay with us.